God says, "My child, I know your heart has been heavy lately. I know you've been sensing something strange, something that feels both painful and confusing. You've felt that someone has come too close to the one your soul loves, someone who has looked at your soulmate the way you once did, someone who is not afraid of the difference in age, or the boundaries that the world considers impossible. I have seen you cry silently, wondering why this had to happen, why I allowed it, and what it all means. My child, breathe for a moment. Let your heart rest, for I am not punishing you, I am revealing something deeper than you can yet understand. Love, my child, is not limited by years or numbers. It is not bound by appearance or time. Souls recognize each other by vibration, not by the measure of the years they have lived. When two souls meet, whether through destiny or divine timing, they see beyond the surface. They remember something ancient, something older than any age difference. But not every soul that falls in love is meant to stay. Sometimes, a heart may awaken in one person feelings that were never meant to last forever but to serve as lessons, mirrors, or bridges to something divine. You see, my beloved child, the person who fell in love with your soulmate is not your enemy. They are not a thief trying to take away what is yours. They are part of a greater design, a piece of the spiritual puzzle that your journey requires. Every emotion, every attachment, every connection has a purpose under heaven. Sometimes I allow these unusual connections, the ones that defy logic, reason, or even comfort, because they shake sleeping souls awake. Your soulmate, my child, has been sleeping spiritually. Their heart has wandered between confusion and desire, between comfort and truth. I allowed this person, despite the age difference, to step into their path, not to replace you, but to awaken something dormant inside them. This person's feelings may be real, but they are not final. They are like a spark that lights a candle, not the fire that keeps it burning forever. You have asked me, God, why would you let someone else love the one you promised me? And I say to you, because love, when tested, becomes purified. True connection does not break when others try to touch it. It does not fade when someone new appears. It stands in silence, trusting that what I joined, no one can separate. This age difference, my child, is not an obstacle to me. I have used age before as a tool to teach compassion, humility, and awakening. Sometimes an older soul enters a younger life to remind them what maturity means. Sometimes a younger spirit touches an older heart to remind them what innocence feels like again. But everything I allow for divine purpose, not for chaos. I know how you've been watching from afar, feeling like your soulmate has forgotten you. You've seen their attention drift, their emotions wander, and you've wondered if the promise I made to you has been cancelled. But child, my promises never expire. My words never fade. When I wrote your names together in the book of divine destiny, I sealed them with eternal ink, not human emotion. No force, no temptation, no age gap can erase what I have written. Sometimes, your soulmate has to walk through the illusion of another love to understand what real love feels like. They may think they are falling for someone new, but deep down, their soul is comparing every moment, every breath, every silence to what they shared with you. They are trying to find what they once felt in your presence, but they cannot, because that energy was divine. That connection was spiritual. And though they may not admit it now, they feel the emptiness when they look away from you. You are the soul I have chosen to teach unconditional love, not by receiving it easily, but by standing firm in faith when everything seems lost. You are the one who will understand love not as possession, but as purpose. You are learning that real love is not about fighting for someone, it's about trusting me enough to let go, knowing that what is meant for you will always return. The person who fell in love with your soulmate may be confused right now. They may not realize why their heart beats so fast, why they feel something they can't control. They may think it's destiny, but it's a divine lesson. I am using this to refine both souls, yours and your soulmates, so that when the time is right, your love will rise purified, wiser, and stronger. My child, I know you've replayed every conversation, every sign, every silence. I know you've asked, do they still think of me? Do they still feel me? Yes, they do. Even when their mind denies it, their spirit remembers you. You appear in their dreams, you echo in their thoughts, and you live quietly in the part of them that still believes in divine love. I am not letting them forget you, even when they try. Because your connection was not born from the body, it was written by spirit. Do not fear the age difference that separates others from you. Do not fear that someone younger or older could replace you. I am not measuring love by youth or time, but by truth. Your love story is not built on attraction, it's built on assignment. The reason you feel their soul so deeply is because I intertwined it with yours before either of you entered this world. You are learning now that what is divine cannot be imitated, it can only be delayed. So, my beloved child, release the anxiety that has been keeping you up at night. Do not chase, do not compete, do not question your worth. For I have already chosen you. I have already sealed your destiny. What you think you are losing, you are actually being prepared to receive in a more perfect form. This temporary storm is awakening your soulmate to see what they once took for granted. When they look back, they will realize that no one else could understand their silence the way you did. No one else could feel their pain before they spoke it. No one else could see their soul through their flaws, only you. And that realization will come, my child, not when you fight for them, but when you surrender them to me. When you say, God, I trust you even when I don't understand, that is when the miracle begins. That is when the illusions start to crumble and truth shines through. I am not just working on their heart, I am also healing yours. Because this situation has wounded you in ways you have not spoken of. You've been holding back tears, pretending to be strong, but inside you've been aching. I see that ache, my child. Every time you whisper their name to me, I listen. Every time you wonder if they miss you, I answer silently in signs, in songs, in dreams, in sudden feelings that come out of nowhere. Those are not coincidences. Those are my gentle reminders that your bond is still alive, still protected, still divinely guided. You must understand this truth: when I write a love story, no third person can take the main role. They can appear for a chapter, they can stir emotions, they can even awaken realizations, but they cannot replace destiny. I am teaching your soulmate through this. They will realize that not all that feels like love is real love. And the one who fell for them, even with the age difference, will also learn what it means to love with surrender, to love without possession. Every soul in this story is being refined, healed, and transformed. Be still, my child. Do not let jealousy poison your peace. Do not let fear silence your faith. I am turning this confusion into clarity, this heartbreak into holiness. What seems unfair now will later make perfect sense. You are not being replaced, you are being prepared. Your soulmate is not lost, they are being led. And this person who entered their life, they are not here to destroy, but to deliver a message only their presence could bring. In time, my child, everything hidden will come to light. You will understand why it had to unfold this way, why I allowed the delay, why the pain was necessary. And when that moment comes, you will look back and see that I was never taking something from you, I was protecting something for you. So trust me now. Let your tears fall, but let your faith rise. Because the love that is truly yours is not going anywhere. It may wander, but it will return. It may get lost for a season, but I will guide it back home. For what I have joined together, no human emotion, no age difference, no temporary attraction can tear apart. Rest now, my beloved child. You are safe in my plan. What I have promised you is already on its way. Your love story is not over, it's only being rewritten with divine perfection. My beloved child, listen closely. The reason I allowed this connection, the one that has caused you pain and confusion, is not to harm you, but to heal you. Every event in your journey, even the ones that break your heart, carries a divine purpose that your mind cannot yet see. I know this situation feels unfair. You've been asking, God, why them? Why now? Why would you let my soulmate's heart be touched by another, especially when I have loved them so deeply and faithfully? My child, the answer is found not in the pain itself but in what the pain awakens. Sometimes, I must allow temporary storms to awaken permanent wisdom. I must allow souls to drift for a while so they can learn to see with spiritual eyes, not emotional blindness. The person who fell in love with your soulmate, despite the age difference, was sent not as punishment but as reflection, a mirror to reveal hidden parts of both hearts. You see, your soulmate has been carrying wounds from their past, fears, insecurities, and doubts they never told you about. They have longed for something, but they did not know what. I saw their confusion, their inner emptiness, and I knew they needed an awakening. That's why I allowed this unexpected connection to appear, because sometimes, a soul only awakens when it faces contrast. When they experience something that feels right on the surface but doesn't touch the depth of their soul, they begin to remember what true love really feels like. The person who entered your soulmate's life may seem like competition, but in my divine plan, they are a teacher. They are there to reflect what your soulmate still needs to heal. Their presence is shaking things that have been buried deep inside, emotions your soulmate ignored, lessons they refused to learn, truths they didn't want to face. This person was sent to bring those things to light. But know this, no lesson lasts forever. Once the purpose is fulfilled, the connection dissolves, and what is real remains. My child, love that is real cannot be replaced by something convenient or new. When a soul is bound to another through divine purpose, it may wander but it cannot disconnect. Your soulmate may be exploring, trying to understand why their heart is confused, but every step they take only leads them closer to the realization that no one else can feel like you. This is what I am teaching them now. You may not see it yet, but your soulmate is beginning to feel restless. Their heart may seem distracted, but their spirit is not at peace. Something deep within them whispers your name, even when they try to silence it. They may be smiling outwardly, but their soul feels the distance. The connection with this other person, though real in appearance, lacks the divine frequency that your love carries. And soon, they will notice the difference. But child, let's also talk about you. Because this situation isn't only awakening your soulmate, it's awakening you too. You have been learning what it means to love without control, to trust without seeing, and to surrender without losing hope. I know how hard that is for you. You've always loved deeply, and your heart feels everything in full color. You've tried to be strong, but inside, you've been questioning your own worth, asking if you weren't enough. My precious one, listen, you are not losing because you are less. You are being elevated because you are more. The love I've placed within you is not ordinary love. It is sacred, powerful, and meant to inspire transformation. That's why your heart has been chosen for this spiritual test. You are learning to love with purity, not for ownership, but for divine purpose. This is the kind of love that changes lifetimes. Do not compare yourself to the one who has fallen for your soulmate. They may seem confident, attractive, or perfectly timed, but they cannot give what you give. They cannot touch your soulmate's soul the way you can. They may share moments, but you share destiny. They may speak words, but you speak to the soul in silence. You carry a light that no imitation can replace. And even your soulmate knows it, though they might be too blind to admit it now. My child, this period of separation and confusion is sacred. It's not the end, it's the in-between, the divine pause that transforms love from fragile emotion to eternal truth. You must understand that your soulmate's journey is not separate from yours. You both are evolving. You are learning surrender, they are learning awareness. You are learning to trust in me, they are learning to see me through you. Every pain, every tear, every unanswered question is part of that transformation. I have seen how you wanted to reach out, to explain, to fight for them, but I have held your hand and whispered, wait. Because I do not want you to fight in fear, I want you to stand in faith. I am not calling you to chase, I am calling you to rest. Let me do the work that only I can do. When I move, hearts change without a single word. When I speak, confusion melts into clarity. When I decide, no distance, no age gap, no other person can block my will. You are learning that true love does not always look like constant contact. Sometimes, true love is silence that speaks of trust. Sometimes, it's distance that strengthens connection. I am stretching your faith, my child, because the love you carry is not ordinary, it's divine. And divine love must be tested by time, by temptation, and by misunderstanding before it can stand as eternal. Do not resent the one who has fallen in love with your soulmate. Have compassion for them. They too are my child. They are learning through this experience. Their heart may break when the truth comes to light, but that heartbreak will also lead them closer to me. Every soul in this situation is learning, even you. I am not favoring one over another. I am healing all of you in different ways. And know this, my beloved, the difference in age is not what separates or connects souls. The world may judge by years, but I see only energy. I see the lessons that each encounter carries. Some souls come into our lives for a season, to help us grow, others come to stay, to fulfill a divine purpose. The one who fell for your soulmate is a seasonal soul, a teacher, a bridge. But you, my child, are the destination. When the time of awakening completes, your soulmate will feel a pull so strong it cannot be resisted. They will begin to see clearly, to understand the divine connection that has always been there. And you, by then, will not be the same either. You will have grown into the highest version of yourself, glowing in peace, walking in faith, and ready to receive what was meant for you without fear. I know you're tired of waiting. I know your faith feels stretched. But I promise you, nothing has been wasted. Every delay has purpose. Every silence hides my movement. Every heartbreak carries hidden grace. You may not understand it yet, but when the puzzle is complete, you will thank me for every moment I asked you to trust. Let your heart rest, my child. Stop overthinking what they feel, stop replaying what you've seen. I am working beyond what your eyes can see. I am softening hearts, shifting timelines, and preparing a divine reunion that will make sense of every tear. So tonight, breathe. Release your grip. Let me carry the weight of this story. Because this is not the end, this is preparation. The one who fell for your soulmate may think they've found something rare, but soon, truth will reveal itself. And when that happens, both souls, yours and your soulmate's, will understand why I allowed it all. I am bringing you both to a place of higher love, a love that isn't shaken by age, distance, or doubt. I am leading you toward a union that reflects my presence, not just passion. What you've lost, I will return in a more divine form. What feels broken, I will restore with grace. What seems delayed, I am aligning with perfect timing. My child, keep your heart pure. Keep your prayers gentle. Keep your faith strong. Because what I promised you, I will fulfill. No one can take it. No one can rewrite it. And soon, you will see that every pain was preparing you for a love that is eternal. My beloved child, I see the storm within your heart. You have been strong, but even strength feels like breaking sometimes. You smile through the day, but at night your heart trembles beneath the weight of what you cannot control. You wonder if your soulmate is slipping away, if this new connection has replaced the love that once felt eternal. You replay every memory, every promise, every whisper of forever, and you ask, God, how could forever end so easily? But child, listen closely, forever never ended. It only went into hiding while I worked behind the scenes. Love that I have ordained does not vanish, it transforms. It moves through silence, through distance, through pain, until it becomes pure enough to reflect my divine essence. What you are facing now is not rejection, it is refinement. I am shaping your love, not destroying it. You feel jealousy rising in you, don't you, my child? You see your soulmate smile elsewhere, laugh with another, and you feel the sting of being forgotten. You feel anger mixed with sadness, love mixed with fear. But know this, jealousy is not evil, it is a cry of the soul that fears losing what it loves. I do not condemn you for feeling it. I see your pain, and I understand it. But I want to teach you something deeper, that jealousy can either destroy you or awaken you. It can either close your heart or make you surrender it to me. Let me tell you something sacred, my child, I did not design you to fight for love like the world does. I designed you to trust for love like heaven does. What belongs to you in my divine plan does not require chasing. It requires faith. The more you rest in me, the more I work for you. But when you panic, when you compare, when you let fear guide your steps, you delay the miracle that's already unfolding. The one who fell for your soulmate has stirred many emotions within you. You felt betrayal, confusion, even resentment. You've looked at yourself in the mirror and wondered, am I not enough? Am I not beautiful enough, wise enough, young enough? But hear me now. You are more than enough, because I created you with divine intention. Your beauty is eternal because it shines from the soul. Your worth does not depend on who stays or who goes, it flows from who you are, my beloved creation. Every tear you've cried has watered the seeds of your spiritual strength. Every time you chose silence instead of revenge, you grew closer to me. Every time you whispered, God, I still trust you, even when it hurt, heaven stood still to honor your faith. You may not realize it now, but your pain is birthing something powerful, a strength that cannot be shaken by loss. I know you have been tempted to send a message, to explain, to remind your soulmate of what you once had. I have seen you hover over your phone, wanting to write, wanting to break the silence. But I've placed my hand over yours and whispered, wait. Because your silence speaks louder than words. In your stillness, I am working. In your surrender, I am rebuilding what pride and confusion have tried to break. My beloved child, the truth is, love must be purified before it can be eternal. Your soulmate's love was real, but it wasn't ready. It was tender, yet fragile, deep, yet distracted. I am allowing this testing to separate the real from the illusion. They may think they've found something new, but I am letting them see that not every flame is meant to last. The connection with that person, though strong now, will begin to reveal its limits. Because it lacks the spiritual root that binds two souls across lifetimes. It burns bright for a moment, but it cannot sustain the soul. And you will begin to feel lighter soon. Because your heart is not being punished, it's being purified. I am removing fear, insecurity, and attachment so that your love can rise higher, free of ego, full of grace. You are being transformed into the version of yourself that is ready for the divine reunion I have written for you. Do not let jealousy make you bitter. Let it become a teacher. Every time you feel that ache of comparison, turn it into prayer. Say, God, I surrender this feeling to you. Teach me to trust your timing. Every time you feel like you're losing, remind yourself that in my plan, nothing truly meant for you can be lost. The pain you feel is not punishment, it's proof that you loved sincerely. And I honor that kind of love. My child, look deeper within. This pain has awakened your soul. You've begun to see what you truly desire, not just their presence, but peace. Not just their love, but alignment. You no longer want a love that drifts with emotions, you want a love that stands firm in spirit. And that's exactly what I am preparing you for. You are not waiting for a person, you are waiting for divine alignment, a moment when both souls are healed enough to love purely. Do you know what I am doing right now? I am working in silence. I am speaking to your soulmate through restlessness. I am touching their dreams, sending memories of you through the smallest things, a song, a scent, a word. They try to ignore it, but they cannot. Because the soul always remembers what the mind forgets. Meanwhile, I am surrounding you with peace. Even when you feel alone, I am beside you. Every sigh you release, every tear you hide from others, I collect them. I am not far away, I am within your very heartbeat. I know when it hurts too much to pray, so I pray for you. I know when you feel like giving up, so I hold your spirit up until you can stand again. You are not walking through this darkness alone, heaven is walking with you. This situation, as painful as it is not without purpose. You are learning compassion even for the one who caused your pain. That's divine maturity. I see the moment you stopped wishing bad for the one who loves your soulmate and instead whispered, God, let your will be done. That was the moment heaven rejoiced. Because forgiveness is the final stage of transformation. When you can bless those who hurt you, you have reached divine strength. Soon, you will see the shift. What was hidden will start to surface. You will sense your soulmate's confusion growing, not because they are punished, but because truth is surfacing. They will begin to feel that emptiness that comes from ignoring a divine connection. They will realize that love without alignment is loneliness disguised. And when they look for peace, they will find that peace only existed in your energy. My child, do not rush this process. I am orchestrating something far greater than you can imagine. While you heal, I am aligning circumstances, changing hearts, preparing miracles. You think you are waiting for them, but they are actually being prepared for you. You think you are standing still, but you are growing wings of faith. The one who fell for your soulmate is not the villain. They are a tool in my hand. I have used them to teach your soulmate humility, to reveal the difference between surface attraction and divine love. Their connection will serve its purpose, and then it will fade naturally, without you needing to intervene. You do not have to compete, for what is divine cannot be stolen. You do not have to worry, for I never lose what belongs to me. Be patient, my beloved child. Let me complete this chapter. Do not interrupt what I am healing. Do not fear what you see. The story is still unfolding, and it will end in your favor, but only if you keep faith alive. Do not seek revenge, seek peace. Do not speak words out of anger, speak prayers out of trust. You may not see it yet, but heaven has already declared your victory. You will look back one day and realize that this heartbreak was your greatest blessing. Because it turned your eyes away from fear and toward me. It made your love stronger, your spirit wiser, your faith unshakable. It made you understand that love without surrender is fragile, but love anchored in me is eternal. So tonight, my child, do not cry yourself to sleep wondering what they feel. Instead, close your eyes and rest in my promise. I am restoring what was lost. I am healing what was broken. I am bringing divine justice to your heart in the gentlest way, not through revenge, but through redemption. The love you prayed for is not gone. It is maturing. And when it returns, it will no longer be fragile. It will be reborn through truth. You will no longer beg to be seen, you will be cherished effortlessly. You will no longer chase love, love will come running toward you, drawn by the light of your healed heart. This is my promise to you, my precious one, what I began, I will finish. What I blessed, I will protect. And what I joined, I will reunite in perfect timing. Let go of the jealousy now. Let go of the fear. You are stepping into peace, into divine confidence, into a love that will stand unshaken through all time. You are not losing anything, my child, you are gaining everything. My beloved child, there is something beautiful happening even though you cannot see it yet. The silence that once felt unbearable is now turning into a space where transformation is taking place. While you've been healing, something has begun stirring in your soulmate's heart, something they cannot understand, something that cannot be explained by reason. They are awakening, my child. Slowly, quietly, their soul is beginning to remember what their mind tried to forget. I told you before that I would work in silence, and I have. For a long time, your soulmate's heart was clouded by confusion. They chased comfort, they sought attention, they looked for distractions to fill the emptiness they carried inside. The person who entered their life, the one who fell for them despite the age difference, played their part in this divine plan. They became a reflection, showing your soulmate what love looks like when it lacks divine alignment. It glittered for a while, but now it fades. It felt exciting at first, but now it feels heavy. It gave them pleasure, but not peace. My child, do you remember how you once prayed that your soulmate would see truth clearly? That they would understand the difference between what is temporary and what is divine. That prayer has reached me, and now it is unfolding before your eyes, even if from a distance. I am breaking their illusions gently, not through punishment, but through revelation. They are beginning to realize that not every heart that loves them is meant for them. They are discovering that age cannot measure connection, and attraction cannot replace spiritual resonance. In their quiet moments, they think of you. At first, they resist the thoughts. They distract themselves, they pretend they've moved on, but my child, the soul remembers what truth feels like. You were not just a chapter in their life, you were the mirror that showed them their higher self. Every word you spoke, every prayer you whispered over them, still echoes in their spirit. You planted light in places that were dark. You awakened parts of them that had long been asleep. And even now, though distance separates you, that light continues to grow inside them. They feel something missing, and they can't explain it. The other person gives them affection, but it doesn't reach their soul. They laugh, but it doesn't heal them. They spend time together, but they feel alone afterward. It is because I am stirring their memory of divine love. They are starting to feel the difference between temporary warmth and eternal connection. The lessons are unfolding, my child. Every tear you cried was a seed, and now those seeds are blooming into realization within their heart. Do you see how I work, my beloved? You didn't need to force anything. You didn't need to chase, argue, or prove your worth. You simply needed to trust me, and I am now proving that faith is stronger than fear. Your silence spoke louder than any words could have. Your surrender allowed me to move freely, without interference. While you rested your broken heart in my hands, I was shaping their awakening. They are beginning to feel something new, or rather, something ancient. They are sensing your energy again. Sometimes in the still of the night, they feel your presence. They feel a sudden pull toward memories they thought were forgotten. They hear a song that reminds them of you, and their chest tightens. They see your name in random places, and they don't understand why. These are not coincidences, they are signs from me. I am using every possible way to awaken their spirit, to remind them of what was real, to bring them home to truth. And the one who fell for them, though innocent in their feelings, is beginning to feel the imbalance too. Their heart senses something slipping. They sense that your soulmate is there physically but not fully present spiritually. The connection they share begins to feel one-sided. The energy starts to fade, because I never meant for it to last forever, only to awaken. That person's role in this story was temporary. They were a chapter meant to teach, not a lifetime meant to stay. Do not gloat over this, my child. Do not wish them pain. Instead, bless them, for they played an important part in divine timing. Through their presence, your soulmate learned what true love is not. Through them, you learned patience and surrender. Every soul in this story has grown because of the other. Nothing has been wasted. Every tear, every silence, every ache, all of it served my divine design. Now, as your soulmate's awakening deepens, something inside them begins to shift. The pride that once made them run starts to crumble. The confusion that once clouded their mind begins to clear. They start to question their choices, their path, their heart. They begin to see that you were not just a lover, you were their mirror, their healer, their divine counterpart. The more they resist this truth, the more restless they become. Their soul begins to call your name in prayer, even if they don't realize it. And every time they do, I send my peace to you, because your souls are connected through me. I know, my child, that you've wondered whether they truly love you. You've doubted because of what you saw and heard. But love, when it is divine, goes deeper than behavior. Even in their confusion, their soul still belongs to you. The love between you two was not born from convenience, it was born from covenant. Long before you met in this lifetime, your souls made a promise. A promise to meet again, to awaken each other, to guide one another toward spiritual wholeness. That promise is being fulfilled, even now. Sometimes, the awakening of one soul requires the waiting of another. And I know you have waited long, my beloved. You've waited through tears, through sleepless nights, through uncertainty. But your patience has not been in vain. While you've been learning to trust me, I've been aligning everything in your favor. I've been preparing your soulmate to recognize the treasure they once took for granted. Soon, you will see small signs, messages, dreams, coincidences that aren't coincidences. They will begin to reach out, slowly, unsure but drawn. They won't have all the words yet, but their actions will reveal what their spirit already knows, that they cannot move forward without peace, and peace lives where you are. But, my child, before reunion comes, healing must be complete. Do not rush what I am still perfecting. Let them go through their inner battles, for they must face their truth without you rescuing them. Your role now is not to chase but to stand in light. You are the calm they will return to after the storm. You are the answer that silence will reveal. You are the home that love will remember. You must also understand this: your soulmate's awakening is not punishment for their choices, it's my mercy. I am not hurting them, I am healing them through awareness. They will face the consequences of their confusion, not as revenge, but as revelation. Every moment they spend without you will teach them what your presence truly meant. And when realization finally comes, they will see you not just as someone who loved them, but as someone who was sent by heaven itself. And you, my beloved, will no longer carry the same pain. Because by the time they return, you will have risen higher. You will no longer seek validation from their love, you will radiate it from within. You will meet again, but this time not as wounded souls, as healed beings who have learned what love truly means. My child, destiny is moving again. The wheel that once seemed frozen is turning in your favor. You have walked through the valley of tears, and now you are approaching the dawn of restoration. Do not doubt the process because of what you cannot see. Just as the seed grows underground before it breaks the soil, this reunion is forming beneath the surface of life. It will bloom when the season is right, and that season is near. So hold on to faith, my beloved. You are not forgotten. You are the chosen vessel of divine love, the keeper of a sacred promise. I have not abandoned you, nor have I abandoned them. Everything is unfolding exactly as I ordained it. When you look back, you will see how every delay was protection. How every tear softened your heart. How every separation made space for a stronger union. You will thank me for not giving you what you wanted too soon, because I was preparing to give you what you deserve, a love that mirrors heaven. So, breathe, my child. Let go of fear. Keep walking in light, in forgiveness, in trust. The illusion is fading. The truth is surfacing. The divine connection I wrote for you is awakening. Your soulmate is finding their way back, not through manipulation, not through chance, but through divine calling. And when they return, you will know it is me who brought them home. Be patient a little longer, my beloved. What's written cannot be unwritten. What's joined cannot be broken. What's promised cannot be denied. I am bringing you both into alignment, not just for reunion, but for purpose. Soon, my child, love will return, not as a storm this time, but as peace. And you will know that all the waiting, all the pain, all the faith was worth it. My child, I have walked with you through the valley of heartbreak, through the silence of unanswered prayers, and through the long nights where your soul whispered only one question: why? You may not have realized it then, but every step of your pain was part of a sacred transformation. Every tear that fell was a key unlocking new levels of your strength, your wisdom, and your faith. And now, my beloved, the time has come for you to see why it all had to unfold the way it did. The storm that once surrounded your connection has begun to calm. The clouds are lifting, and what was once hidden is now being revealed. Your soulmate, the one I chose for you, has begun to truly see through spiritual eyes. What was once fogged by confusion is now becoming clear. The illusions are breaking, the false attachments are falling away, and the lessons that needed to be learned have taken root within both your souls. The person who fell in love with your soulmate despite the age difference, they are also being guided to release what is not meant for them. Their heart feels the imbalance, the distance that words cannot hide. They are beginning to sense that love cannot be forced where destiny does not align. And as they let go, I am bringing them peace too. For no soul that loves sincerely is punished. Every heart that enters your story leaves with the lessons it was meant to carry. But you, my beloved child, you have carried the heaviest burden, the burden of waiting, of forgiving, of believing when everything seemed lost. You held on to light when darkness surrounded you. You chose to love without bitterness. And because of that, I am opening a new door before you, a door of restoration, of truth, of divine alignment. Your soulmate's heart has reached the breaking point of awakening. They can no longer run from the truth that I have written in their spirit. They have tried to silence the longing, but it grows louder with every passing day. They have tried to fill the emptiness, but nothing satisfies. It is because their soul recognizes only one home, the love that carries my signature upon it. Do you remember, my child, how I asked you to surrender? To stop chasing, and instead trust that I would bring what is meant for you back in divine timing? That moment has come. The energy between you and your soulmate is shifting. The old fears that kept them away are losing their grip. They are beginning to feel my hand guiding them toward you. They are beginning to remember that love is not about who fits their mind, but who speaks to their soul. In their quiet moments, they think of you, not with guilt or confusion, but with clarity and gratitude. They realize how pure your love was, how deeply you cared, how patiently you prayed for them even when they walked away. They begin to see you not as someone from their past, but as someone who was sent by heaven itself. Soon, my beloved, you will see the signs of this shift. You will feel their energy return to you. Dreams, messages, divine nudges, all will align to prepare your heart for what's coming. Do not fear it. Do not question whether it's real. You will know because peace will fill you instead of anxiety. You will not need to chase or doubt, because I will confirm it within your spirit. And when the time comes, I will bring your paths to cross again, not by accident, not by coincidence, but by divine orchestration. Every delay, every distance, every detour was preparing both of you for this moment. When they return, they will not come as the same person who left. They will come humbled, awakened, aware of what they nearly lost, and ready to love you the way I intended, with truth, with loyalty, with sacred purpose. But my child, Hear me clearly, this reunion is not just about romance. It is about divine mission. Together, your souls carry light that is meant to heal others. When you both align, your love will no longer be about fulfilling personal desire, it will be about fulfilling divine destiny. Your love will shine as testimony that faith is stronger than separation, that prayer is more powerful than fear, and that what I join, no force can destroy. Before this union manifests fully, I am still preparing you. I am polishing your spirit, strengthening your heart, and clearing away the last traces of pain. Do not rush, my beloved. I am making sure that when you meet again, it will not feel like starting over, it will feel like coming home. Your soulmate is learning their own lessons too. They are healing their guilt, releasing their attachments, and learning to listen to my voice instead of the noise of the world. They are realizing that age, distance, or circumstance mean nothing when I am the author of a connection. Love that is divine cannot be measured by human logic, it is felt through the soul, and it is recognized through peace. The one who once loved them will find their own divine path too. They will heal, and through this, all karmic ties will dissolve. No one will leave this story broken, only wiser, more compassionate, more awakened. For I do not write tragedies, my child, I write transformations. You, my beloved, will soon step into a season of divine confirmation. Doors that were once closed will begin to open. Your energy will shift, you will feel lighter, more aligned, more radiant. People will notice something different about you, a quiet glow, a peace that doesn't depend on circumstances. That is my presence within you.